Hello everyone and welcome to Kiki Crochet. In this video we're going to learn how to make a sole for adults. So based on my foot, which I measured, and it's about 26 centimeters, we're going to start our booty sole, and I'm going to be using a 5mm crochet hook and a 100% acrylic yarn. And this acrylic yarn, it's made for 4 or 5mm crochet hooks. So let's start with our chain stitches. And a few things I would like to say before we start is that we want, when we measure our foot, we want our chain stitches to be 6 centimeters smaller than the total length of our foot. So my foot is about 26 centimeters. So I'm gonna make my chain about 19 centimeters. And because I have already tested it, I know that 19 centimeters will come out to 28 stitches. So if you crochet with a different crochet hook size or with a different yarn, what you want to do is make a small scale sole where you're going to start with 10 stitches. You're going to measure how long are your 10 stitches, and when you finish your sole, you're going to measure again how big your sole is. So you're going to see the difference, that if you make an X amount of stitches, you're going to have X centimeters, and when you finish you have X centimeters. So the difference is 5 or 6 or 7 centimeters. So that always helps. That's the way that I found out how big this sole should be. You start with a small scale, and then you see the difference between your chain and your total length of the finished sole. So we're going to start with a beginning knot, and we're going to chain, well, for my foot, which is 25 and a half, 26 centimeters, we're going to start with 28 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So out of those 28 stitches, we're going to be working double crochet. So if we were going to make one stitch in every stitch, that means that we would have a total of 26 double crochet in one row out of the 28 that we made. So your total stitches at the end would be 2 less than the stitches that you have in your chain. So out of those 28 stitches, we're going to have 26 stitches to work with. My first stitch will be for the heel increase, and my last stitch is going to be for my toe increase. So out of the 26 that we're going to have to work with, that means that we're going to have 24 stitches in the middle. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, and I'm going to put my hook in the 4th chain, and I'm going to make a double crochet. Now this first chain 3 counts as my first double crochet, but I'm going to start counting my 24 middle stitches from the double crochet that I just made. So by making a double crochet in the 4th stitch, that means that you have 2 double crochet in the beginning. It's not an increase, they are 2 separate double crochet. So this stitch is going to be used for the increase for my heel, and starting from this double crochet, I'm going to count my 24. So I have already made 1, so I'm going to make 1 double crochet in each of the next 23 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and the second before last stitch, 24. So I have one stitch left, and this stitch is going to be my increase, and in this last stitch I'm going to work 7 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So starting to crochet on the opposite side of my chain stitches now, I'm gonna make 24 double crochet again in the middle. So whatever we do before the increases, we want to do after the increases. So starting from the first stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and my last stitch, 24. And now I'm gonna make 4 double crochet in this first chain 3 double crochet that we have. So in this chain 3 double crochet, I'm gonna make my increase for the heel. So I'm gonna make 4 double crochet in that same stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and my last stitch, 4. So now I'm gonna make a slip stitch in the first double crochet for this row, which is the chain 3 double crochet that we have. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now I'm gonna start I think I made my slip stitch in the wrong space. So here's where my slip stitch should be. This is the third chain. So make a slip stitch and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, which is my first double crochet, but that double crochet won't count as my one of the 24 that I'm going to have in the middle, because in this double crochet I'm going to work an increase in the next row. So I'm going to start counting 24 double crochet in the middle again, starting with the double crochet that we're going to make in this next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So I have my 24 stitches in the middle again. So starting from the next stitch, we see that those are the 7 stitches in the increase in the previous row. So in each one of these next 7 stitches, I'm going to work my increases for this row. So we're going to make 2 double crochet on each of the next 7 stitches, a total of 14. So starting from the first stitch, 1, 2, next stitch, 3, 4, next stitch, 5, 6, next stitch, 7, 8, next one, 9, 10, next one, 11, 12, and my last increase, 13, 14 stitches. So what we're going to do now, whatever we did before the increase, we want to do after the increase. So we're going to make 1 stitch in every stitch for each of the next 24 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. And now we have our next 4 stitches. We see that those 4 stitches are the increase in the previous row. So we want to make 2 double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So that would be a total of 8. So 1, 2 in the first stitch, in the next one, 3, 4, next one, 5, 6, and my last one, 7 and 8, and I'm gonna make a slip stitch in the first double crochet. So my first double crochet is this chain 3 double crochet over here. So in the third chain I'm gonna make a slip stitch. I'm gonna chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and make a double crochet in this first stitch where I made my 3 chains. So in this stitch over here I'm gonna make a double crochet, so this counts as an increase, and it will add on the increases for the heel at the end. So this is the tricky part of our sole, and we have to pay pretty close attention. So in both of the previous rows we had 24 stitches in the middle. In this row, the amount of stitches that I have in the middle, in this case 24, plus 7 stitches from the increases will be the stitches that I'm going to start with. So whatever amount of stitches you will have, because you will adjust the sole to your foot, so whatever stitches you had in the middle, let's say you had 20, so you would have 20 plus 7. So I have 24 stitches, 24 double crochet, plus the first 7 stitches from the increases. So I'm going to make 1 double crochet in each of the next 31 stitches, starting from this first double crochet over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, oops, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. So I'm gonna make, so this is my 31 stitches, and now we're gonna work our increase on the next 5 stitches. So any size sole for adult sole you make, you're gonna work your increase in the next 5 stitches. So we're gonna work 2 double crochet on each of the next 5 stitches. So first stitch, 1, 2, next one, 3, 4, next one, 5, 6, next one, 7, 8, and my last increase, 9 and 10. So as we did in the previous rows, whatever we do before the increase, we want to do after the increase. So I'm going to work 1 double crochet on each of the next 31 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. And I'm going to work my increase on the last 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. So on each of the next 3 stitches we're going to make 2 double crochet, starting from the first. 1, 2, next stitch, 3, 4, next stitch, 5 and 6, plus the 2 stitches of increase that we work in the beginning of this row. We have a total of 8 stitch increase on this side and 10 stitch increase on the other side. So this is the heel with the less stitches, and this is our toes with the more stitches. So we're gonna make a slip stitch in the beginning in the first double crochet for this row. So the first double crochet was my chain 3. So in the third chain I'm gonna make a slip stitch and the chain 1, and this is how our sole looks like. So let's measure and see if it came out right. So this is the part where everyone's nervous, I think. So it's a total of 26 centimeters, and what we want to be aware of is when we make our soles for our booties or whatever, any crochet slippers that you make for any size, what is very important is that we want to make both of our soles in the same time. So when you finish your first sole, you want to make your second one. I made the sole for the Greek video tutorial right before this one, and they came out in the same exact size. So we want to make both of our soles in the same time. So when you finish your one sole, you're gonna start your second sole. Don't start to make your shoe, because if you make your first shoe and you go the next day and make the other one, the most you will probably have 2, even though you're gonna have the same amount of stitches, you're probably gonna have 2 slippers of different size. Well, one of them is gonna be a bigger one and one of them is gonna be a smaller one, because you're not gonna remember with how tightly you were crocheting at that point. And maybe the next day you're a little more tired and you make your stitches a little tighter, and automatically your sole is going to become smaller. So we want to make both of our soles at the same time. So you can adjust the sole to any of the video tutorials that we have shown so far for the crocodile stitch or the Indian style booties, the loop stitch booties. You can adjust the sole to any booty that you like. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and leave a comment if you like the video. Thanks again. Bye bye.